Beans for every meal if you have type 2 diabetes. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm not a doctor, a nutritionist, or a dietitian or anything like that. I'm just a dude that has type 2 diabetes that reversed it. And this is some of the stuff that I learned. So let's get right into it. Beans for every meal. Why are beans good for diabetics? I was actually quite a ways into, because I've been a diabetic for about a year and a half now. I was quite a ways in before I realized just how good beans were for you. And I like beans. I just didn't. I thought that they would have too much carbs in them for some reason because I hadn't done any research yet. But beans are considered a very healthy food, especially for people with diabetes, due to a combination of nutritional factors. Here's what we got going on. One, they have a low glycemic index. What does that mean? They have a slower, more gradual rise in blood sugar levels compared to high glycemic index foods, like a Pop Tart. You eat a Pop Tart, boom, your blood sugar is going to go crazy, right? You eat a bean, and your blood sugar is going to slowly rise. One of the main reasons for that is because it has a high fiber content, right? The fiber, when you eat fiber, and this is a key for a lot of what I do, a lot of salads, a lot of beans, stuff like that, but the fiber slows down digestion. It makes your body, when your body gets fiber into it, it really has to work to break that down, right? So that means that the other carbohydrates that you're having with it, it's like, well, we'll get to you in a minute, but first we're going to work on this fiber and just pull the carbohydrates in a little bit at a time. So it prevents these massive spikes in blood sugar, which is really, really good. Also, when you eat a lot of fiber, you feel full, right? And not just the gas, but it can help with weight gain. And a lot of people with type 2 diabetes, only like 90% are overweight. So that's one of the things that we need. The other key factor is it is rich in protein, plant-based protein. That protein also slows down the absorption of carbohydrates and gives you more stable blood sugar levels. And beans are just full of really good stuff like folate and iron and potassium and magnesium, and that helps with your overall health. So again, beans, lots of fiber, lots of protein, and especially if you become like me, I'm a vegan, right? And whole food, plant-based diet. Anyway, people ask me constantly, where do you get your protein from? And from eating food. I said, that's where I get my protein from. I don't take any supplements. I don't do anything like that. But beans are a big part of it. And I do eat a lot of beans. They're also heart healthy. Yeah, they can help lower your cholesterol levels. So they help out with that too. Beans are pretty amazing. Um, how do you get more beans in your diet? Carefully. Do not go all in. Do not listen to this or watch this and then tomorrow, like, I'm eating 15 cans of beans. You will have some stomach issues that will lead to other issues that were, I say, a little bit slower is a better way to get into the bean thing, right? But they are really good for you. They really are. So how do I do it? On the weekends, especially like today, I'm gonna go run. I think I have 6.5 miles to run today, and I'm gonna be hungry when I get back, right? So on the weekends, I like doing a tofu scramble. All right, tofu is not a whole bean, right? It is bean adjacent, if you will. It's made from soy milk, which is beans, edamame. Anyway, but it does have a lot of the benefits that come from a bean, right? So you got the tofu. This is why my tofu scramble, and I also have vegetables and stuff in it. But I also add in at least 1 or 2 cans of black beans. I make about, I don't know, 5 or 6 days worth of tofu scrambles at a time. I like to bulk make them. But it's tofu, it's black beans, it's vegetables, and that's it, right? It's delicious. I love it. But that gets a lot of beans in there, and I love black beans. Lunch for me is really easy. Another thing that I meal prep and make a bunch at a time, and I will take 2 different types of beans. I like to mix it up. So I'll have like a cannellini bean and then maybe a black bean or a garbanzo bean. Anyway, a couple of different types of beans. I add in a whole bunch of frozen or fresh vegetables, depending on what I got going on. And then like a no sugar, organic marinara sauce, and boom, that's lunch, right? And you're like, wow, what about the protein? The beans have the protein, right? So it's kind of fully taken care of there. It's a good meal. It fills me up, and it's really good for my diabetes. For dinner, I mean, dinner's easy, right? You got beans in your salad. Add some chickpeas, garbanzo beans, right? Drain them, throw them in your salad. You've seen them in the salad buffet. You just skipped them, but they are there. You can do chilies. Obviously, that's really easy to do. There's a million different bean recipes. For snacks, now I love beans for snacks, and they don't really feel like you're eating beans, but you are. Like I make air fried chickpeas. So I'll take a couple of cans of chickpeas. Chickpeas and garbanzo beans are the same thing, right? It's okay. Anyway, but it depends on what kind of can they come in, but they're exactly the same. Anyway, you drain them, you rinse them, you pat them dry, or you put not all the way dry. I put some seasonings on there, some garlic salt or garlic powder, onion powder, maybe a little bit of salt and pepper, stuff like that. Mix that all up, shake it up in the can, and then I just sit there and air fry them on low until they get crispy. They don't stay crispy very long. The ones that are super crispy, if you get chickpeas, those have been deep fat fried. That's why they're delicious. These ones are good. They're not as good as those, but they're a lot better for you because they have low fat in them. The other thing I eat a lot is dry roasted edamame. So that is soybeans that have been, I believe they soak them in like a salt solution or whatever. So there's a little bit of sodium with them, and then they just dry roast them. Let's just cook all the moisture out of them, in these massive vats or whatever, and get them so they're nice and crispy. But that's a good little handful of those. I kind of feel like I'm eating, chips or nuts or something like that, but it's a lot better for you. So why beans again? Why are beans so good for you? They got lots of fiber. It's going to fill you up, and it's going to slow down the absorption of carbohydrates. So if you add beans to a meal, it makes it lower glycemic than if you were to not have beans in there. They got lots of protein, which is good for you, right? You want to have enough protein. We way overestimate how much protein we need, but we need protein. Don't get me wrong. We're trying to build muscles, and it's also heart healthy and has a whole bunch of vitamins in it. So I love beans. They're one of my favorite things. So Google some bean recipes. There's a whole bunch of them. Enjoy. I hope your A1C is down, and have an awesome day.